I'm not ready.
Too bad, Dave.
And
We're recording.
Reverend Spaceman.
He's Reverend Spaceman. I'm Jake, your host. That's Dave coughing.
Okay, I'm ready now.
Then Jordan, another
Can start
co-host
recording
here.
now if you want to.
I don't say anything
you hit
exciting to
record yet?
start.
No, he didn't.
Because he's the best of us.
Why not?
He's
gotta
best
get
of the
going here.
rest.
It's late enough
He's a
already.
well-reserved man.
Can we just get over ourselves and be professional about it?
No.
Can you just leave if you're going to act like that?
No, I mean I came here to do the podcast. I want to do it. Go ahead and hit record.
We've been recording for about 30 seconds now. Yeah.
What, 30 seconds of unusable recording? That's
I'm
new to
getting-
us. That's
I'm-
never happened
You'll cut
before.
it out. Whatever.
I honestly don't know how to do that.
Fix it in
I
post.
Was that
I
popcorn
never
chicken?
edit anything. I hit
alright.
record and we go with it.
You've had better.
I've had better.
Who has?
So we're here to review Liar Liar.
It's good.
It is.
Yep.
I've seen better.
Good.
Let's
That's
do
another Jim Carrey.
Bruce Almighty.
Which is
2003.
Yeah. I like
something
that
we
one
can,
too.
something we can get into a little bit more later, towards the end of this podcast to promote something that a couple people are involved in. Just like,
Indeed.
I don't know, one of the first things, so I know we've talked about it before, is the whole Sony threatening us with a Venom solo movie. Now they have Tom Hardy, officially cast as Eddie Brock Venom. I'm still a little on the fence about it. That definitely adds a bit more credibility to it because Tom Hardy is...
He doesn't read scripts, so I don't know.
Maybe the script doesn't exist.
See, I've actually heard he's very picky with his scripts.
Or he doesn't even read scripts.
I've heard he's just a douche in general.
See, there we go.
I've heard he wasn't very good Bane.
So we've all heard things about
Yeah.
him. Do we actually know the man? No.
No, not yet. But Tom Hardy, if you're listening, come on our show.
Has anyone ever actually seen Tom Hardy in a movie?
Yeah, I've seen him in a few.
Are you sure?
I've seen
Maybe.
characters that I was told Tom Hardy played in movies,
Yeah.
but
Allegedly.
yeah, I can't
But-
actually speak to
regardless,
actually
though,
him or not.
the fact that he's attached to this movie, regardless of whether he reads scripts or not, it piques my interest a little bit more because I'm like, okay, he's a talented actor. If they had cast a more, not necessarily unknown, but kind of I don't know, lower
A
tier.
Zac Efron type.
Yeah, I guess kind of a
I'd
lower.
just see Zac Efron be the new Sony Spider-Man, little Miles Teller, or whoever it is.
Yeah.
Zac
What am I
Efron.
saying?
If they had cast a lower tier actor, I would have been like,
Zac Efron can be Miles Morales.
It's perfect. He could do blackface.
that won't piss people off.
It'd be very
Things
classy.
entertaining, bad.
You know what? I think it should piss people off. I think Sony, since they're not going to make anything good on their own, except for Sausage Party, and they had to illegally make overwork animators for that, I think they should just piss people off on purpose. Which I guess they're kind of doing. I mean, Ghostbusters, that was the thing I still haven't seen, but the marketing campaign was designed to piss people off.
I mean,
And it flopped.
admittedly, I wasn't even a big fan of the original Ghostbusters. I like them fine, but they never gravitated towards them like a
I
lot
don't
of
have
other people.
nostalgia for them, but
Yeah,
I
but-
recognize them as classics.
Yeah. So when they were rebooting them, not a huge surprise, but I don't really care regardless. Even though I like most of the cast that
I'm
were
starting to piece of your
involved.
chicken. It's very cold.
But,
It's still a piece
cool.
of my heart.
Chicken.
But yeah,
That's
yeah.
popcorn.
Sony haven't really, and I think that's more reason why they're just really dead set on this whole Venom, Silver Sable, Black Cat movies.
I don't care.
Yeah, because they're kind of we don't really have anything, so we're desperate. And obviously,
As long as they're
Spider-Man.
all, in the same style as Halle Berry Catwoman.
You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just do a bunch of Catwoman-esque, Daredevil-esque, Elektra-esque, Gods of Egypt style movies.
And I think their marketing campaign should be it's not great, just get really drunk or high. We're not condoning it, but do one or the other,
They're
if
like
not
leather.
both.
We're not condoning this thing that we're telling you to do.
Yeah, but do it, and you might actually like this movie. And all the stoners, all the drunkards, they'll go see this movie, and regardless of how bad it is, they're this is some good
Pretty much
entertainment.
our listener base.
Yeah, A lot of
All
our
those amino kids famous for being stoners, you know.
yeah.
Kids are doing the drugs much younger.
I've seen a lot of kids like vaping now. It's weird to say that.
It's like the best vaping story ever.
Etc. But yeah, I just don't know if I can get excited for this whole Sony non-Spider-Man universe.
Here's a fun fact: Mark Hamill and the guy that played Laser Blast in the movie Laser Blast were in a movie together at one point.
What?
That is a fun fact.
Yeah, before Star Wars and before Laser Blast. That has nothing to do with anything, but I saw Mark Hamill's name on your Star Wars poster there. I thought I'd share that.
Huh. Now you know something, kids listening to this.
I'm gonna look
People
up.
say you don't learn anything on this channel.
However,
I'm gonna look up
You
the
just
name of
learn
it,
things
and you just
now?
keep talking. I'll interrupt you when I find it.
it does make me wonder if Tom Hardy in the Venom movie will be as mumbly as he is in other movies. Like, I kind of want him...
Probably have to do, like ADR. After.
Yeah, like, I kind of want him to, like...
I want him to be like he
I want
was
him
in
to
The
use
Revenant.
his,
like-
use his bang voice.
Like, I want him to, like...
Spider-Man, of
Well,
course.
Spider-Man's not in this movie, but I want him
Of
to...
course, there's no Spider-Man. Who's Spider-Man?
But like what Jordan was saying, I want him to be...
Arachnid boy.
I want him to be like in Revenant, where he's all about the pelts. But instead of normal pelts, he's got, like, the symbiote. So he's
Corvette
kinda like
Summer. It actually came out the year after Star Wars.
There you go,
But you
people.
were wrong, so we can never trust
But I want Tom Hardy to just mumble about, like, being a symbiote pelt, like, where he's kind of like, yeah, I'm a symbiote. It's like a liquid pelt.
You're
Just
not doing a
mumble
proper
on.
Bane voice unless you put your hand over your mouth and really just waffle it.
It's like a liquid pelt. So yeah,
Fix it in post.
I want that to be the whole.
I don't know what that even means.
Yeah.
I would have got away with what you were meddling kids.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if we take the mask off?
Yeah, it could just be Venom.
It would be
existential
extremely
crisis.
painful.
Just walking the streets of the moon or wherever it's going to be set.
Who knows?
Venom.
But yeah, that's what I want the solo Venom movie to be. It's probably not going to be that, but that's what I want it to be.
Well, boy can dream.
Yeah. Because we're not men. We're small.
A boy in his dreams.
Kim Milford. That's the guy from
Kim
Laser
Milf.
Blast.
Or
I do that.
He died.
Oh. I was about to say, where's that guy been all these years?
Dead. In the ground.
that explains it.
There's probably not much of him left but some bones, if that.
Well, there you go, people.
We're all very sensitive here.
So that's why there's no Laser Blast 2.
Damn it! I've been waiting so long for Laser Blast 2.
I actually
kind
kind
of one of
of...
these like 30-year sequels are really popular now.
I mean,
Top Gun's getting a sequel.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
Why
don't
not?
get me wrong. I don't.
There was a sequel to Gunbuster.
Val Kilmer's still alive, so let's do it.
No, but it's like
Tom Cruise is...
are they going to do the volleyball
Exactly.
scene again?
They
I hope
better.
so.
Because Val can
Yeah.
just like bounce it off his belly now.
yeah.
If they
Now he's-
don't...
Like, when he
Oh,
got
yeah, he
cancer,
still is
lost
skinny,
like
isn't
a
he?
ton of weight.
He's still not.
Does he still have
Yeah.
cancer?
No. Like, he was denying it forever, and then
Yeah,
just
okay,
recently
I
was like,
remember reading
yeah,
about
I
that.
had it, and I'm, you know, I'm in remission, like, everything's okay.
At least he's okay.
Because there was no way you looked at him and was like,
He's,
yeah, he's fine.
He's in shape.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. But Top Gun's just a fun '80s movie. But has anyone really been clamoring for a sequel? All
Apparently.
these.
Yes.
Probably the executive that greenlit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All you need is one.
But like,
At least one of us will see it.
Of course.
probably Jordan.
Of course.
I think it's going to be Dave.
Jordan doesn't care for Top Gun.
Says who?
Jordan's not that
I
into
just-
80s
I
movies.
just said that.
Okay. I'm not going to argue.
But-
He likes 80s movies, just not Top Gun.
Yeah.
Not a Tom Cruise guy at all.
But I don't know. Like, it's just one of those
His
things where
least
like.
favorite movie is
How many movies recently, like in the past few years, that have been like
Wrong.
20, 30-year sequels have actually worked?
21 Jump Street.
Well, that's more
Technically.
like a-
Technically.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
it is a sequel from the TV show. So okay, that's like one
Dumb and
exception.
Dumber.
Yeah.
The Force Awakens.
Technically,
Okay.
yes.
So there are some exceptions,
One.
but like, but for the most part,
What's that?
What's the one that just came out in like February?
Is that some
I
kind of
told you
X-Men
guys
movie?
about? No, it's a Star Wars movie.
But it's
Told
named-
you guys
it's
you would
named-
like
it's
it.
named- it's
No
named after
thanks.
that X-Men character.
It was direct to DVD. It came out in like February. That's when I saw it because I
Oh,
see movies as soon as they come out.
So Bruce
Obviously.
Willis and Nicolas Cage were in it since
Yeah.
it was direct to DVD.
Pretty much.
You would think so, but I
Oh,
was
they are?
surprised they actually weren't.
Shucks.
Did Terry Crews talk in this one?
Terry Crews was actually not in this one either.
What is this movie? Why do you make
It's
it?
a Star Wars. You guys talk about Star
It
Wars.
sounds
Wars story?
so awful.
I think it's
I
Legends.
think you guys would like it.
Maybe.
Nah.
Legends, bruh.
Terry Crews doesn't even talk because he's not even in it. What travesty is this?
If he was in it, he would have lines, I'm sure. And maybe he was like a stormtrooper or something.
Oh, he played that Saul Guerrero guy, didn't he?
I think you're right.
Save
actually.
the rebellion!
That was-
Save the
that was
dream!
Definitely him.
Old Spice.
What will you become?
I think it was a deleted scene, actually. Don't know why it didn't make final
Yeah,
cut.
seriously. We're like, why in the promotional material he had hair? Or no, he didn't have hair. Then later in the movie, he actually had hair. It's kind of weird. But, yeah.
Did you guys hear that?
They probably did.
I can see the spike on audio.
Our apologies.
I'm
but
not sorry.
He's not sorry.
He's not sorry.
I think they had that guy from Battlefield Earth playing Saw Gerrera, and then they recast him after the reshoots with Terry Crews.
John
Yeah.
Travolta?
Yes.
You know, he
They did.
Terry Crews owes his career to roles that he's picked up replacing John Travolta.
Yeah.
I believe that. I'm pretty sure that's like undeniable.
That could be
fact.
true.
I kind of want to see him in like a Grease remake. Like Terry
They're doing
Crews.
that.
Terry Crews now is like a
think it's like a live
40-something
thing
year
on
old.
NBC.
He looks exactly like he did in Training Day when he had no lines, which is
Yeah.
why that movie sucks.
Obviously.
Yep.
Except that Dave, the movie sucks because
broke
Terry
Dave.
Crews had no lines.
Great movie, regardless of Terry Crews' involvement.
That doesn't make any sense, and you know it.
Makes plenty
That
of
makes
sense.
no
and I do
sense.
know it.
That doesn't. Those words don't form a cohesive.
Actually, do it's
structure.
called the English language.
Yeah, but like it doesn't.
Buy a
it,
dictionary and go read it.
it's an alternative
Ooh.
fact.
Snap.
I think I got you with that one.
Crackle
You've
pie.
been defeated.
Who needs dictionaries when we have autocorrect?
Well, I mean, if you
And
just,
it, like,
if you just want to be
emojis.
like a millennial about it,
Philosopher over
I
there.
think we all are millennials, technically, if only barely.
Sure. I'm 46.
I'm 87.
I'm 20.
See, at least
Why
one
do
of
you
us
hang
is.
out?
I look
Why do you
up to
hang
you.
out with a bunch of middle-aged guys?
I don't.
Because one of us
I
is
feel sorry for you.
one of us is your father, and the rest of us are his friends. And you don't have much of a social life, so you just hang out with your dad and his friends because they buy you alcohol,
3 men and a baby.
basically.
There is ample alcohol in my fridge.
Your mother wasn't in
so.
the picture, so like you're really close with your dad and his friends.
Yeah.
Who
Not
like,
your father's root beer over
don't
here.
have much of their own lives. You know.
Which is pretty good
They
root
kind of
beer.
dedicated
I'm not even a
themselves to
fan of
taking
root
care
beer,
of
but it's
raising you.
pretty good.
I like it better than beer.
Me too.
That
I get
beer
you.
beer is not very good.
Yeah.
Word.
Depends on what beer we're drinking. But
I've yet to have one that I genuinely enjoy to the point where I would drink it if it didn't have alcohol in it.
which is fair. Again, there's tons of beer out there. Not all beer is for everyone. I'm probably the only beer drinker in our group, which is totally fine.
How do we get on that?
John Travolta.
Oh, give
Let's
me the
backtrack real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim.
Terry
What are we-
Crews,
what are we
Training
doing?
Day, with our lives, or
Yes.
That's a deeper question.
Everything.
Rebel Lion.
It's probably a whole other.
Let's record a podcast
What are
where
we
we ask
doing
ourselves
right
what
now?
we're doing with our lives, and also what are we doing right now. Who are
It'd be
you?
Dark and depressing podcast.
It would.
3 views.
No parents.
Batman does this podcast.
I'm sure Lego Batman in that universe has a podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I hope they touched on that on the next one,
Really do too.
or the next like any kind of Lego superhero
When
related
is-
movie. Like,
Ninja.
When does that come out on Blu-ray? It should be
soon.
Yeah.
It's on digital
Very
now, I
soon.
think.
Okay, so yeah,
So,
probably in the
it
next
already
couple
was,
weeks then.
Yeah.
So you know, like some of the February, March movies are already coming out on DVD, Blu-ray. So yeah, kids, look out for that Lego Batman, John Wick Chapter 2,
Boo.
Logan.
I didn't actually see Chapter 2, so I can't really say anything.
It's so good.
The
I want
first
to get.
one was fine, and I imagine the second one was also fine.
I want to get Logan for that noir cut, as they're calling it, the black and white.
Oh, yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, 'cause I think that was only in theaters for like a week.
one day.
Or,
Yeah,
okay.
like a day, and it wasn't playing anywhere around here I could find.
Naturally. Because
Why
where
would
we
you
live
go?
sucks.
Because I wanted to watch it, you
Yeah.
piece of trash.
It's a good movie. Actually, it's a great movie.
It's a
I said
good
it.
movie.
It's
not
great. It's great.
It's good. It's not great.
It's the best movie with him in it.
I wouldn't say that.
I would.
What is then?
Friday Days of Future Past.
Yep.
That's a close second. I think
It's a first. It's a
Days.
first.
Days is one.
Whatever.
This is coming from the movie guy. So, yeah.
That's the thing. Logan felt more like a movie than a superhero movie.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Which
I
I
think-
appreciate, but
Yeah.
I,
One to
That is
I
what I
still
enjoyed so much about it.
like Days of Future Past more better.
Okay.
That's
Good
fine.
dictionary.
You already said that. When you say it again, it just makes you come across like pathetic. Like I don't even have a comeback. I'm just gonna call back to my old comeback. Like some
it
kind
was
of
a,
jackass.
it was a celebration of
It was not a
the
celebration.
massive burn that I did to you.
It was a shameless rehash, and you should feel ashamed of yourself.
That's just like your opinion, man.
Still haven't seen that movie, but I know you're referencing with that. The Godfather.
Yeah.
Are you?
You know when
No.
Tito was like, "This sucks." This is not going well at all.
What's
next on the agenda?
Oh yeah.
well, since we're halfway through the
Wonder Woman
almost-
looks good.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, and I've actually been hearing
Does
good
it?
things about it.
Yes.
It
I'm
looks
excited
like
for
it
it.
has the
Yeah.
best chance of any of these DC movies.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
So again, I think since
People
it was
do well regardless of like.
There hasn't
Yeah,
been
what
anything in
they're
Wonder
on.
Woman that's given me any kind of like dread or kind of
Mhm.
like Batman v Superman did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say dread, but I feel like the
Dashed
hopes.
the quote unquote comedy is going to be annoying. But-
Well, I think she'll
Yeah,
only
save
be,
that for Marvel movies.
I don't think she'll be any worse
Yeah, I
than the
Yeah,
one broke
but
girl in
they're not
Thor.
going to do that. Especially based on the
Yeah.
Justice League trailer.
thought she was with you.
That was common gold.
But yeah, I think Wonder Woman will probably be the one DC movie to kind of like crack that like. I think it will be like fresh, and I know that.
Well, they do well because people that don't even care about these movies will go because it's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like one of
Oh,
our
yeah.
managers.
Oh yeah. Who's like
Yeah, I feel like
really?
there's going to be a lot of people like
Call
that.
her out
Yeah.
on the air. Who is it?
Rita. That's her name.
Repulsa?
Yes.
Yeah.
We work with.
Make my monsters grow.
Yeah,
work-
she's actually really turned her life around.
Oh yeah, she's a huge fan of
She's gone
heroes.
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we work with Elizabeth Banks. What about it?
Yeah, after she got knocked into space,
What?
she
Also,
landed at
can
the
I,
coal mine.
can I just say, like, fuck you people for not going to see that movie?
Yeah.
Seriously,
Really? Like, it's
We're
Power
in danger
Rangers-
now, man.
yeah. Shut up.
Power Rangers was surprisingly
They're
really
much
good.
better than like it had any right to be.
Yeah.
At the same time,
It's better than Logan, so
Well,
shut
Well,
your
I think
mouth.
I think here's the thing that I liked
I'll
about
probably have more fun with it than Logan.
Power Rangers. I was expecting like
Logan is
a
a
kind
better
of
movie.
Transformers level, like just kind of mindless, dumb action, which is that's what I expected. I would have been fine with that. But the fact that they spent a majority of the film up until like the last 15-20 minutes on developing the characters of the Power Rangers, I really enjoyed it.
Is there more in there?
Yeah.
I'll take one if that's.
That's the last one, so you better share.
Oh, no.
Well, I've had 4 drinks already, so I'm good.
Goodness.
Get the
Yeah.
thing.
There we go. Let the people know we're raging alcoholics.
We're the worst.
We're not gonna have this
Mr.
fight.
4 Drinks over here, everyone.
But the fact
Still
that like,
hosting the show.
thank you. I do my best.
You know who really knows how to host a show?
Chris Hardwick.
Space Ghost, and not Chris Hardwick.
Yeah,
Specifically,
It's
not.
like he does a lot.
Reverend Spaceman knows how to host a show on
that
this
you
channel.
do.
Even though it's usually you kind of hosting it.
I don't know where the other one
Hey.
is.
You're the one who
Well-
spearheads it, and Jordan just kind of coasts.
I like to ask you questions that
Yeah.
Yeah.
keep you on your toes.
But
That last one was good.
yeah.
I need to post
Very
that.
good.
Thank you.
But like
That just sounded like a compliment.
the fact that like they could have easily taken all the characters and kind of made them one-dimensional, and I think they actually fleshed like the Black Ranger, Zach. going into the movie, I'm like, he's just gonna be like that rebel where he's just kind of rebelling against the world because whatever.
Because he really likes Green Day.
Yeah, because he really likes Green Day or whatever.
That has nothing to do with anything in the movie.
I mean, that could be a reason for
pretty
Adele.
decent soundtrack. In that movie, they played Social Distortion twice, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And they even played Phantogram.
Yeah.
It was a
But
very
then
good
you guys
soundtrack, except for that
don't know
Kanye
all.
part.
Yeah.
That does bring it down quite, but Social Distortion brings it up.
Oh,
Like, and the fact that they played it twice.
yeah. But like when they actually add more layers to like him and the Red Ranger, pretty much all the Rangers to a certain extent. Like obviously they focus more on some of the other
Fuchsia
characters.
one.
But yeah, I was like, wow, they're actually adding
The Teal Ranger.
character development to the Power Rangers when I expected them to be very one dimensional. It's
Definitely
like
helped
he's
out.
the jock, they're the nerd, they're the rebel, whatever.
Lesbian.
But yeah.
Yes.
But again, they didn't ham it on basically beat you over the head. It's like she's a lesbian, accept change and divert. It's just kind of like, oh, she's lesbian.
We're like Marvel Comics.
Yeah, they were just kind of like, oh, she's lesbian, by the way.
If you
You're like,
don't-
oh, okay, that's cool.
Oh yes.
If you don't like this thing, you're a shitlord. Or
Yeah, like
whatever.
they just kind
Could
of.
you please watch your language?
Fuck you.
This is a channel for small children. I'll have you know, reference Spaceman.
Sorry, Aminos.
I want to murder every child.
That's fine. You have every right to.
That's why you're the
Think
most
that.
popular one.
Yeah, I call it. I
This is
call
a
it.
good podcast because we're doing After Dark mixed in with
This
the
is,
regular.
this is
We have been
anyone would
drinking.
call it good.
Yeah, but
You're right. It's not good. It's great.
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at this whole time. It's
Um,
genius.
It's not
But no,
good,
like-
it's great.
Here's the thing that I guess
Logan, which was
kind of
good and
annoys me
not
though
great.
with
Yeah.
Power Rangers is like
Were
there's
we
been
talking about Wonder Woman?
yeah, and then we were talking about Power Rangers.
Somehow got into Power Rangers.
Now Power Rangers probably isn't going to get a sequel, which initially, like when they, before the movie came out, with a lot of these other like blockbuster movies, they want to do like a billion of them, and it kind of fatigues me when they're like, we want to do 7 of these. I'm like, shut the hell up. Do that first one. Make sure that first one is good, and then, like again, by all means, plan ahead just in
The
case.
studio system
Yeah.
works.
They get way too cocky, and they're kind of like, oh, this movie is going to be the first of like a billion trilogies. It's like, I don't care. Make that first one good, get me excited, and then I'll be on board for sequels.
And then make Power Rangers in space.
Yeah, Power Rangers is one of the few ones where when they were like, we want to make 7 of these, I'm like, I don't know. But then I love Power Rangers, and I actually want to see sequels, but for whatever reason, even though the show has been going on for like 20 years, and has a consistent fan base, clearly with the show, because it's been going for all these years, where were those people at the movie? What the hell?
I think those people probably saw the movie, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
enough. It wasn't
there
enough.
was
Like, it didn't capture
the hardcore fans from
just
our age
going
and
audience.
others saw it.
And
But
I
I don't
think-
think enough people that weren't like if you were
You can scratch
our
this
age or
off.
something,
Scratch them
give or
Mhm.
take a couple years, and weren't really into Power Rangers,
Yeah.
you probably weren't going to go see it.
And and I get that, but at the same time, like I would talk to
But it's
people
not
who
like
weren't
done.
like of our
Serial
generation,
number.
and I would tell them like, "Oh yeah, I saw Power Rangers," and they're
Shouldn't
like,
be that easy.
it wasn't really my thing. Like people who are maybe like in their maybe like mid-30s who are just a little bit older than us, who maybe kind of missed Power Rangers.
Again, I'm 46.
Well, again, other people or people of your generation, where I'm kind of like, yeah, it was maybe
Don't back me into a corner.
you maybe like missed the Power Rangers thing, and again, it's cheesy, it's campy, but that's the charm. But I'm kind of like,
People are gonna
even
be asking like, is Dave really 46?
but
He
even
sounds like he's 12.
I hope they do.
but even for the people who didn't
Who
grow up
is
with Power
Dave?
Rangers, I still
Who
think
is Dave?
the Power Rangers movie was
Who?
good enough to where newcomers would have liked it, old school fans would have liked it. I think it kind of found a
Old
good
people like me.
Yeah, old timers like you, Dave. You
Gosh.
geriatric piece of shit. You would have liked the movie.
But it's not based on a superhero comic, so it didn't.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
people didn't go see it. Just like
Well, I
Ghost
think
in the
that's-
Shell.
it
If
does
they
speak
just
to
would
a
have put
bigger point.
Marvel's Power Rangers,
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
speak to a bigger point.
be number 1 at the box
With
office.
Ghost in the
Still.
Shell, with more recently King Arthur.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, unfortunately, it seems like if it's not like a Marvel or some kind of comic-based movie,
Yeah.
people just the general audience just doesn't
Why?
care.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
nothing's
I think
original in
some-
Hollywood
yeah.
anymore.
Which I think
Everything's
some
a
of
remake
that
or a
is
reboot.
like.
Sequel.
I guess one of the good things about living in such a suckish area
Mhm.
is we do have a really cheap theater here.
Yeah.
But But the majority of like bigger markets, like it's almost $20 for one person just to see a movie. People with families, they're even before concessions.
Yeah, but forget
they're
concessions.
maybe spending $60 to $80
just on tickets.
What may or may not be, a complete waste of their time. And so, your average working class family, they're not going to the movies because it's just obscenely expensive, and they're not giving anything a chance. Which I guess Marvel and these comic movies sort of have this track record and reputation, so people are more willing to.
Which is good for something like Marvel, but at the same time,
nostalgia-based kind of stuff that we're
a movie like King Arthur, which I enjoyed. I thought it's by no means great.
Objectively speaking, it's really not that good.
No, but I think one of the main problems with this movie is it was a $175 million budget. It didn't need to be that big of a budget. 80 to 90 would have been fine. Also, the time it was in between Guardians Volume 2 and Alien Covenant, two beloved franchises. That is...
It was,
people
just... As much as King Arthur really could be a franchise... Because they've done King Arthur movies before.
And that was another thing. This was supposed to be
launch...
This is supposed to be one of 6 films in a franchise. And it's kind of And again, this is... the fact that we're not going to get a sequel, I'm not super bummed. But at the same time, if they had...
whatever.
If this movie had done well enough and they were
see another one.
10 years ago, Gods of Egypt would have gotten a sequel.
Yeah. And again, that just goes to show...
You know what outsold Deadpool?
It did.
Yeah. So I could actually see it, maybe.
Even if it's direct to DVD, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I'd be down for it.
I mean, the CG was kind of that level anyway, so...
But it also really good.
But it also goes to show how the movie industry has changed, because I think... I don't know if we talked about... I know me and you talked about it, I think, last...
If we don't
over the weekend.
Matter.
Over the weekend,
it's not canon if it's not recorded.
Yeah, but over the weekend we went and saw a concert, and we were talking to some other people we were with. Amon Amarth and Goat Horror, fantastic show.
I would have been there.
Which we'll probably go into a little bit more in the show. But basically, used to a movie. I think one of the reasons why Titanic did so well is because back then a movie would be out and it would stay in theaters for months, 6
Jurassic
months.
Park was in theaters for about a year.
Yeah, for about a year.
Forrest Gump. All those.
And so it would take about a year for the movie to come out on VHS or Laserdisc or whatever.
Ultimate,
They also talked about that on a recent episode of Pasty Popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
No, I remember distinctly episode 1 came out in May.
Yeah.
And it wasn't released on VHS till that April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost an entire year later.
3-4 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's another reason why people don't go to the theaters. They can either watch it on demand in 2 months or just buy it or rent it or something in 3 or 4 months.
In a way, it's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah, it's not really that
I remember just 10, 15 years ago. It's it's been 10 months since I saw this. Yeah. It's finally coming out,
and it gave you more incentive to buy that movie on VHS
think about
or whatever.
Christmas wasn't that long ago. All those movies are already out to own.
I guess the only thing about that is I wish that. The upside of that is obviously we don't have to wait as long to own a movie. The downside is it still doesn't seem like home release sales factor into a sequel that much. No. So it doesn't have as much.
It's just obscene.
Yeah.
I'd be all for movies coming out to home release a lot later because it just adds kind of
the anticipation
to the appeal and
makes you want to go see it.
I mean, they've got
in the theater.
Obviously, the formula right now doesn't work.
Yeah.
And they need to do something. But like most corporations and industries, the film industry is very slow to change.
Yeah. And it's kind of a shame because, again,
it's a shame.
All these studios wonder, why, again, a movie like King Arthur flopped so hard, and it's kind of why did it flop? A lot of variables, but I think one of the main reasons is the release date.
They could have.
This movie, I think, would have done... I don't know if it would have done, great, but I think it would have done a lot better if you released it in, February... Even April, because I think the only major release in April was Fast and Furious.
It still wouldn't have done good up against Fast and
No, it should have been January, February.
Yeah, January was kind of the
March is when all the good stuff started.
I still don't think
Put it out in January,
or
February.
late, August to October.
I think a lot of these films too are trying to recapture any sort of fantasy film. It seems like is trying to kind of recapture the magic of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
and Lord of the Rings isn't really the spectacle that it lives up to.
You shut your poor mouth.
I
disagree.
They're fine.
It is one of the greatest film franchises ever.
They're fine. I understand.
The Hobbit movies, you can trash those.
I understand their legacy, but I don't think they've aged great.
I disagree completely.
You're dumb.
I have rewatched the Lord of the Rings trilogy fairly recently. They hold up spectacularly.
I watched them for the first time recently without nostalgia goggles because I'd never seen them before, and I was like, you know what? I enjoyed these.
It's not nostalgia goggles. I can objectively.
I caught like the end of. Admittedly, like TV is never the best way to catch a movie, but I
Treebeard is awful.
I love Treebeard.
Shut up.
Aragorn is so fucking emo.
No, he's not. I disagree.
Because emo wasn't even a thing back then.
Yeah.
It was like
just because a man can cry doesn't make him like a whiny teenager.
Yes, it does.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does.
Anyway, I caught like the end of the Fellowship, like, and
Fellowship's the best one.
Like I have been wanting to rewatch them recently because it's been quite a while since
of the three, I think Fellowship does hold up the best.
There's still scenes in the Lord of the Rings trilogy where
it's hard to say which one I like.
I get goosebumps and chills watching those scenes because they're so well done.
Yeah, I kind of had that fear, sort of. That
Saruman's death felt like it was out of a comedy.
Well, like
about that though,
his death is completely different from the books.
Well, we're not talking about the books; we're talking about the movies.
It's more realistic because Peter Jackson wanted Christopher Lee to do something else, but when he was
do a flip.
Christopher Lee, who has actually he fought in World War I.
Yeah,
actually told Peter Jackson no, that's not what happens when you stab somebody.
Yeah.
So it was more realistic to that point. But anyway,
real life. In real life, when people die, it's pretty funny, man.
I've never witnessed someone being stabbed to death.
Neither have I.
So
it might be a riot.
Depends on the person.
Well, I guess
probably.
if it's a black guy being stabbed by a cop, it will be a riot.
But
well timed. But anyway, I had that fear that it was going to be just these nostalgia goggles, as you say. But no, I don't think so.
No, yeah.
They're still just.
I think Fellowship is the least susceptible to nostalgia goggles. They're great movies.
I mean,
I just don't enjoy them as much as a lot of people do.
And kind of see where you're coming from the perspective of the Fellowship definitely was just more of an adventure.
It's the best one.
Whereas
there's very much a continuation of the
I don't
Hobbit.
really know which one I like more, Fellowship or Return of the King. I would say Two Towers is the weakest. It's still really good.
Oh, yeah. Two Towers is phenomenal.
But yeah, it's the weakest.
As soon as Two Towers does start, they do kind of become more war movies in a way.
Yeah,
and it's less of the kind of.
I started to get kind of
not really happy.
I started to get a little fatigue of watching armies running at each other hour after hour in the middle of the Two Towers.
I can see where you're coming from there.
There wasn't that much action.
It felt repetitive.
Again, I would disagree because I feel like
I disagree with your disagreement,
which is fine.
Is that what we do here now?
What are we talking about? Wonder Woman? What happened?
Actually, Wonder Woman and Lord of the Rings are probably a lot closer.
Yeah.
But I guess Christopher Lee fought in World War I. That's Wonder Woman.
Christopher Lee was a great man.
If you really want to know the world's most interesting man, it's Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Just look up his Wikipedia, just a brief summary of his life.
The only
that would make a fantastic biopic.
That actually met
Tolkien.
Yeah. Right
Tolkien was even kind of you should play Gandalf.
Yeah, he actually gave him his blessing.
Which I do think he was better fit as Saruman.
Oh.
But again, if he played Gandalf, I would have had no qualms. Yeah,
should have given Saruman a limp dick staff.
It's hard to it's hard to see anybody else in that role besides Ian McKellen.
Right.
So Wonder Woman. We were talking about that 10 minutes ago. Yeah. What are we doing?
I'm still pretty
help DC.
Yep.
I hope so.
I honestly
still think it could be a train wreck.
I think Aquaman will probably be
I'm not gonna go train wreck.
Movie.
It could be bad. I won't go train wreck.
I don't even know if bad. I think worst case scenario it'll be I think it'll be Batman v Superman or Suicide Squad where
I think it'll be better than those.
Yeah, I do agree. I think it'll be.
I hope so. I mean, it could be.
I hope it'll
worse,
be. If it's at least as good as Man of Steel, I'll be satisfied.
Which I love Man of Steel. It is a fantastic movie.
The criticism.
Rewatching it, I get some of the criticism. I don't get the hatred, though.
Neither do I. That's what.
Same as Prometheus. There's no reason to hate.
I really like Prometheus. It's not a great horror movie, but I think it's a pretty good sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
They try to do something unique and different. And everyone wants to.
I didn't try to.
Instead of every week we get the same movie that's a superhero remake, reboot. Nothing's original, and they tried to make it.
Except for Baywatch.
A different.
And like I was telling Jordan after, because me and
it's not based on anything, is it?
No. It's completely original.
It's based
it's
off
a beach
David
cop
Hasselhoff's biography.
But that's not
everything's based off a book.
That's not a reboot.
But me and Jordan had a bit of a discussion about Covenant after we saw it before the concert last weekend or over the weekend.
I really wanted to go see it this past Sunday, but
it's
my stupid job. I couldn't get out for like
just
an hour after I was supposed to get off.
Yeah, just leave. But it's a really good movie, and
I've been told multiple times I can't do that.
I'm one of the people where I didn't care for Prometheus, but
what would they do? Just fire me?
Having seen Covenant,
probably.
Having seen Covenant, it does make me appreciate Prometheus more. And even though I didn't care for Prometheus that much, it was a beautifully shot film, but as a whole, I was just kind of like, I didn't care for it that much. Whereas, Covenant,
I'm not gonna like defend the movie.
It just gets undeserved hate.
It wasn't.
No,
again, exactly. Like it wasn't amazing.
No, it doesn't deserve the hate.
Criticisms, whatever. But,
I would say that like vehement hatred for it that we seem to get nowadays.
Yeah, but
just be glad it wasn't another superhero movie.
Yeah. Which is why I like Ghost in the Shell a lot, and because I like Ghost in the Shell. Mm-hmm. Which really deserved to have made more money.
Not with today's audiences, unfortunately.
And again, I think, in a way, that's kind of the weird...
If anything, it's a good warm-up for Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Really, a lot of the stuff in that trailer looks like what we saw in Ghost in the Shell.
But
it is because it's got Ryan Gosling.
But isn't that kind of...
That's how I got 2 stars out of me, just the visuals and Scarlet.
But is that weird kind of situation we're in where, like
all the way with it?
Speaking of Scarlett Johansson, Lucy 2's happening.
Is it?
Why?
Yeah.
That movie made enough to get a sequel?
Yeah.
Man,
they saw Ghost in the Shell and they're like, alright, Lucy 2.
That movie was terrible.
It was...
I haven't seen it, but it made like $500 million on it.
I'm not going to defend it. I'm not going to defend it. If you don't like it, that's fine, but I enjoyed it.
It's a stupid premise.
Yeah, it's a stupid premise, and they ran with it.
I saw it because I'd see her in anything, but I'll probably see the second one for that reason.
See her in anything?
You're part of the problem, Dave.
I would see her in nothing. Which is kind of what we got in Ghost in the Shell, almost.
Not enough.
Yeah, not enough of nothing.
Yeah.
That's why that movie didn't do more better.
I don't disagree. The anime had nipples, I'm just saying.
I'm not familiar with the source material.
Nipple rings
I'll take
or
your
just
word
nipples?
for it.
Just nipples.
Okay.
Fair question.
We can watch it, though. I own it.
I got it downloaded.
Yeah.
Not now.
You want to watch it now? Just keep recording. We'll just
Run commentary on top of
the
After Dark,
running.
on top of the regular
We should do that.
episode.
That should be the thing with this channel. We always have a movie in the background and we're commenting on it. Nobody knows what it is.
Yeah.
You gotta
have to
figure it out in the comments.
Some will probably be more obvious than others.
And whoever figures it out gets
A nipple ring.
a nipple ring.
Not necessarily like they will be pierced or anything, but we'll give them the ring that's meant to be a nipple
Let's
ring.
give them a clip on.
Yeah, they can choose. They can choose to pierce or clip on themselves.
Choose not to pierce.
Yeah, we give them, we send it to them from an unmarked like PO box.
But these guys are from Canada.
What are we doing?
But like what we were saying though, like
Why do we do this?
I don't know.
Why do we do
This is the conversation we'd be having without recording, so we might as well just record
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if like other people can't listen to it.
But I think that is, in a way, kind of the bittersweet moment with all these. The fact that we get so many movies every year, but at the same time, even like some of these good movies, or movies that maybe aren't, like, again, King Arthur, which not great, but it's still enjoyable. Where I feel like
there's no reason why it couldn't have been like, not the movie that kind of like kicks off.
Yeah.
If that movie came out when we
kinda
were
like
in
a
high
middle-
school,
yeah.
That-
it would have
yes.
done way much.
Oh my-
way
yeah.
better.
I probably would have liked it a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I like Jude Law. I like Charlie Hunnam.
Which again, I feel like in a way, for better or worse, people, again, even casual moviegoers are more conscientious of like, okay, who's the cast, who's the director, what's this movie about,
Kind of
and
it's like there are really no movie stars anymore.
No, there aren't any.
Like to the point of, there are famous people.
Yeah.
But to the point of like gets people in the theaters just besides DiCaprio, really like
maybe The Rock.
just go to see
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
He's kind of getting that way.
The Rock did, I would say
Tom
The Rock
Cruise,
is up
maybe.
He saved
Like,
every
out-
franchise.
there. With this
Probably
decade,
debatable.
he's helped.
Yeah,
When they do that Transformers G.I. Joe crossover, he'll save the Transformers franchise.
probably.
Is
It
is
doesn't
that a
need
real
any
thing?
saving.
It's
It's in great shape.
It's a thing that could happen. but
It actually
it
kind of
He looks-
is.
he's
It
like
makes
53 or something. Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
also the Transformers
Looks
franchise
really
is
good.
in great shape because it's making a lot of
Pushing
money.
55 pretty soon.
I am planning on buying some of the toys soon.
good.
Which, again, that's the main thing that Transformers, regardless of what you think about the movies, that's the whole point. They're kind of like merchandise.
Anthony Hopkins in this one.
And Stanley Tucci, John Goodman are in it.
Narration.
He is so good. Why is he doing one of these movies?
Morgan Freeman was busy.
They're dumb, fun movies, but why is Anthony Hopkins doing this?
Who cares?
He's so good.
Kelsey Grammer was in the last one.
Was he?
Yeah.
Really?
He was really good in that movie.
Was he a human or was he like a...
He was the human villain.
Frasier?
Really?
Yeah, and he was terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah, well, if you just know him from Frasier.
Yeah.
No, he's a great actor.
He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
The original Beast in the X-Men. Not really a credit to how good he is.
But no, it's one of the...
Last one.
Yeah.
Well, no, Dick. Last one
maybe,
for me.
because I'm kind of slow, so...
Last one for me.
Rotten egg.
Yeah.
I guess I'm rotten egg.
But yeah, I think that is...
okay.
But I think that is kind of that odd thing where, again, we have... Because, just look at March. March was a stacked month.
Yeah.
Again, traditionally, 10 years ago, summer started probably around this time. Maybe early to, mid-May, and then to July.
And
that was
schedules are just getting so stacked in general. It's
so it is harder for these studios to decide
by 2020, you're going to get what we had in March and January.
Yeah, January
won't even be the bad month anymore.
Which, admittedly, is
great,
it is kind of...
Split 2 makes its money back, because I want to see that. It's going to be... I think
Glass?
Split 2.
It probably will make its money back.
Or is there going to be a Glass in that Split 2?
Whatever.
Depends on how Glass goes.
It's
Glass.
Split
2,
is the
Split 3,
superior film.
The thing is, though...
It's going to cause a lot of ruckus, but I would not
we were saying with January,
though... I think it's a valid enough opinion, but I disagree.
It'll only take one kind of maybe a couple big movies to release in January, and people are like, "Oh, you can release good movies in January."
Well,
I think more
January was good because you get the wide releases of the Oscar movies, but they're not original Januaries.
But again, let's just say for example, I don't know, the next Marvel movie. Not that they would need to, but let's just say for example,
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, let's say Spider-Man: Homecoming released in January. Obviously, it would kill because, one, it's just Marvel. Yeah. The Marvel name alone sells. But Spider-Man, a lot of people aside from Dave, liked Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
See, I don't think I'm alone in the just simple... Regardless of who's playing Spider-Man, I think I'm not alone in the fatigue of... When the first one came out in 2000,
I think it's just been bad trailers.
Yeah, they've been done awful.
Well, besides that, I mean, the first one
came
out
the
like
poster
2002.
looks terrible.
Good movies can have bad trailers.
The first Tobey Maguire.
I don't watch trailers.
He's the third actor to play Spider-Man in
20 years. In less than 20 years.
Yeah.
In 15 years.
Well, and since the last
I'm not
one
really
was so
excited
bad.
for it anymore, even though I've always loved Spider-Man.
I'll go see it, but I'm not
definitely see it probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
my favorite as a kid.
Admittedly, after seeing Tom Holland and
I'm just excited for
Civil War, I'm more excited, but I'm still not super.
I want to go rewatch all. I want to go rewatch all of them, in preparation, just to kind of compare.
But in retrospect, like 3 more than Amazing, but it's still not. It's obviously not.
It's way better than Amazing 2. I'd have to rewatch Amazing 1 again.
I
remember liking it initially.
Yeah, I really like the Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Again,
it's all right, but
one of my favorites.
I think as most people will agree.
It just felt more like comic, true to the comic.
It's Spider-Man.
It also feels like it.
Probably better than.
To me, it doesn't feel like it has its own identity. It just feels like a pale imitation of what was going on with the first one.
Okay.
3, for all of its problems, I think Sam Raimi actually tried to get a style and a vision through all the meddling.
So that's the thing is I've just kind of been looking back on it. I just really appreciate that those movies had their own style.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like... the Marvel movies are good.
Mm-hmm.
But they really are all kind of the same. They all look the same.
Yeah.
They really don't have their own identity like the Sam Raimi films did. And to, I guess, some extent, like the Fox X-Men and stuff. But, I really like they felt more like films first. And not just superhero movies.
Which I think is a fair...
so I think I look back, maybe it is a little nostalgia goggles, as you said.
Yeah.
I was just kind of looking back. That's kind of my feeling on it more now.
No, I think that's fair. Because again, I do think that the first 2 Spider-Man movies by Sam Raimi are still some of the best, especially the second one. Because the first one was great, especially for its time, but it still holds up pretty well. But then
the second was even better.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2, the fact that he upped the ante, and I think what makes those movies so great is the villains, because you had Willem Dafoe and you had Alfred Molina.
Big problem with the Marvel
two
movies.
Phenomenal character actors who always deliver great performances, regardless of what they're
Dafoe
in.
was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Anything.
And even Alfred Molina, I think, is
the thing
underrated.
about those first two Spider-Man movies.
Are we talking about Wonder Woman?
Who cares?
Wonder Woman's done.
Peter Parker is the main character, and the villain is the secondary character. You don't they're not just
the villain's
plot
not
device.
shoved in there the last 30
Yeah.
minutes. Oh yeah,
I'm the villain because the script says so.
bad guy.
The whole reason your hero is the
equally.
hero is because they have a villain that's
But again,
intimidating.
even in the first two Spider-Man
they
films,
have a worthy adversary.
you know why the villains are villains,
Yeah.
like Green Goblin or in particular Doc Ock. You understand why he kind of became a villain, and you sympathize with him, which I think is what makes such villains so great. Is when you can kind of understand. You're like, okay, they don't.
That's why Daredevil season 1 was so good.
Yeah, because
And
Kingpin
season 2 had a weaker villain.
Yeah,
It was just bigger in general, and I think that had a lot to do with it.
which again,
To
I
some
think.
extent, I agree.
And
I think I
again,
liked it more than you
that's
did,
one of the things with any comic book character, regardless
I still
of
like it.
Marvel, DC, whatever, is your villain has to kind of be like the counterbalance to your hero. You have to understand why they're a villain. They can't just
Whether it's, just kind of any action movie,
Yeah.
really, or any kind of adversarial sort of
You
thing.
felt the tension, especially in that scene. I think in Spider-Man 1 where they're having the dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
yeah.
It was
I mean, you just don't get that in
It
Marvel
was
movies
just palpable,
anymore. You can just feel on both sides.
Yeah.
I know you know, but I don't know you know. Just
Kinda
It feels very.
questioning is like, wait a minute.
don't mess with my mind.
There is no
Like all the
personal
father
connection
and
to the
son
villains
stuff,
anymore.
Yes.
and, like,
No, not really.
it was a more complex
We were
movie than I
introduced to
think
the
people give it
greatness
Yeah.
that is Franco
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of his first
coming
really
out.
big.
I was too young to watch Freaks and Geeks when it originally aired.
Yeah, I still need to go back and watch it.
Yeah. But even again, Magneto in the first X-Men movie or William Stryker in X2, maybe a little less to the degree to where you sympathize for William Stryker, but he was at least a good villain because he's kind of you still understood kind of where he was coming from, where he was like, oh, mutants are a threat.
You don't necessarily have to like them.
Yeah, but you at least see where they're coming from. Yeah, they have clear motives, whereas again, in a lot of these Marvel movies, they're kind of like, I'm the bad guy, ha 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 ha, I'm gonna blow up the
Pretty
world
much.
or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Why
are
it's
you
more
doing
of a
this?
spectacle.
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
have
it really
much
just is the
depth.
big budget kind of
Yeah, and
They're gonna
I
look flashy.
blockbuster.
and I understand they're
Which has its place.
Yeah. and I understand that they want to focus more on their heroes, but again, as we said, your hero is only as good as the villain, and that's what makes Batman and Joker so good, is because you're kind of they are the yin to the yang, where basically Batman is kind of trying to fight his own way, even
They're
if it
both
is
sociopaths.
basically, yeah. Or even Lex Luthor and Superman, where Superman is the Boy Scout and Lex Luthor is kind of yeah, you're the Boy Scout, but if you even go rogue, even have a hint of going rogue, mankind we're all dead because we have nothing that can stop you. So I have to be the one.
Understand why Lex Luthor is hesitant.
Yeah, which makes total sense.
It seems you don't think people in general would be like, oh, this godlike alien guy is here.
Yay!
Yeah, that's fine.
No, most people would be
I
terrified.
think most people would take the Lex Luthor side.
Yeah.
And he would be the kind of hero in the real world.
Yeah,
That's why people in
even if
in the comics
the real
continuity
Superman was as good as he is in the movies and comics and stuff.
you'd still be paranoid. You're like, okay, is this
Yeah,
really what he's like, or is this all a show? Is this all a
he's
facade?
just snapping his fingers and we're all dead.
Yeah.
That's why in the comics, pre-New 52 and kind of now with Rebirth, the only reason people trust Superman so much is because he's been around for years. On his first day out, Man of Steel and even Batman v Superman, people aren't going to trust him.
Mhm.
But if he's been around for 20 years, it's okay, I get.
It's he has a track record.
Yeah, it's I think we can trust this guy now.
Yeah. So yeah, and again, that's one thing that I think all superhero movies or just movies in general need to do better with is have a better villain. And even though, kind of back to King Arthur is, even though Jude Law probably wasn't the strongest villain, I actually like the fact that when he was telling, when he was kind of having people like fear you is intoxicating.
Yeah,
that's still kind of a good villain because you at least he likes the whole fact that people fear
it doesn't
him.
Have to be that, and that movie, it wasn't a deep movie really, but
you're not a deep movie.
It didn't have to be. I'm not deep or a movie. So.
He's deep.
Not a movie yet.
Yeah,
it's happening. Yeah, we're working on it.
Dave.
Meet Dave, starring Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
I would like Eddie Murphy.
He did. It was called Meet Dave.
Yeah. But just
my name's Dave.
I like to be played by him or Denzel. I will take no other substitutes.
Training Day Denzel.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like it is kind of one of those things where, and I think it is the kind of question.
Play you in a movie.
I'm thinking of lines right now.
But I think that is the kind of question that comes up a lot of times. That are like, are these?
Can't wait till I just have another conversation. Somebody asked me who I want to play me in a movie. Say Denzel Washington
or Eddie Murphy.
But
probably
again,
Miles Teller, just because scheduling differences and whatnot.
Why? Why would Miles Teller play me?
I think a younger Norm Macdonald could do it, but he's too old now. A de-aged Norm Macdonald because CGI is so great now.
Sure.
Yeah, but I'd rather have Denzel.
Yeah.
I think we'd look more.
But again,
Norm Macdonald in blackface.
But Denzel's such a good actor. He could.
I don't care what that movie's about. Just sold.
There you go, people. The Dave movie's happening.
And that's when I wasn't gay anymore.
It's a spinoff.
just bombard Norm Macdonald with tweets, and he'll do it.
Yeah, do that. Nothing can.
He's not doing much.
Yeah, and he's friends with Adam Sandler. We can get Happy Madison.
No.
Do I deserve that? I don't deserve much, but I don't think I deserve that.
That's fair. Yeah. But it is one of those things where it's like, are these mega franchises kind of destroying the movie industry to kind of?
This whole month of May, King Arthur was like the only, I don't want to say original, but something that's not continued or
it was an original
rebooted.
Take on.
I know it's the
classic.
It's it's a classic, but I guess of the big releases this month, it's the only thing that's not a continuation or already a reboot in a franchise.
Just like the passion. How hard.
So I do respect it for that.
Yeah. Charlie Hunnam and Guy Ritchie, how passionate they were about this movie.
Well, I mean,
the story, Charlie Hunnam apparently, because I think Henry Cavill and Jai Courtney were the other two up for the role. Both, I think, would have been terrible, honestly.
I think Cavill would have done fine.
I think Hunnam's the best.
Yeah. Charlie Hunnam, who wasn't even on Guy Ritchie's radar at all, told Guy Ritchie, bring him in, I'll fight him.
Yeah, he was like, I will physically fight these guys.
Yeah, I think that's when Guy Ritchie was just like, okay, I'm kind of scared of this guy, but I like him.
So he just went in as Jax.
Pretty much.
But it worked.
Dressed up in the same
with a gun.
And again,
give me this role now.
40 pounds or something.
Yeah.
In the movie.
This is probably one of his better performances, I guess, in a blockbuster type movie.
It's kind of his first. He hasn't done a ton of movies.
No.
It's kind of his first, big leading man.
Yeah.
Kind of movie. If you've seen Sons of Anarchy, I think he's proven himself as a leading man, but not to general audiences, in film.
Yeah.
It's a totally different thing carrying a TV series in it.
Yeah.
Well, again, TV series usually being an ensemble, but to actually carry a film and be the leading actor is a whole different thing. But I would see him in other stuff. If he was going to be Green Lantern or Green Arrow or whatever,
I think Green Arrow would
whatever the
better.
rumors are.
Perfect.
I know in some interview recently he was like, people have been asking him if he was going to play Green Lantern.
I never read comics growing up.
He's like, I don't know who this Green Lantern guy is. I guess I look like him. I don't know. It's like, well, maybe I'll go give this guy a Google and see who this Green Lantern guy is.
I just read the whole Wikipedia.
I don't know if I could see him as Green Lantern. Definitely Green Arrow, though, because I think he could.
You could see him as either one.
I think he could really pull off
Arrow more.
Yeah,
he looks more like.
Not just the goatee, but I think just judging from what I have seen him in, acting wise, I think he could kind of pull off that sarcastic, kind of smart ass.
Even for the humor that wasn't King Arthur, I think it actually kind of worked for the most part.
Yeah.
Unlike some of the Marvel movies.
Yep.
That was actually another thing that I was worried about going into King Arthur. As I'm like, is Guy Ritchie and his Guy Ritchieisms?
There wasn't as much of that as
but I was still kind of like, is this Ritchieisms gonna kind of take me out of the? But
there was nothing just laugh out loud hilarious or anything.
It was it fit.
I got a chuckle out of it.
In the scene when I don't know. Again, like that kind of classical Guy Ritchie moment when they're talking about like, oh, which George? It's like Asian George or Kung Fu George or whatever, and like that dialogue where he goes back between like different kind of cuts. A lot of that movie
was just a montage, which was fine.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think it was really meant to be a deep movie or anything.
No. You're not a deep movie. I already said that.
We already established that. Yeah, you left the room and just it was like you left the room earlier and you didn't hear what you had said before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
I'm way too tired for whatever you just said.
We're talking about Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman's done.
Yeah.
Bringing it up. Yeah, you didn't see it?
It's going to be on DVD soon.
Like 2 weeks,
VHS. Sorry,
again,
on VHS, the superior medium.
At the rate that these blockbuster movies are going,
probably in
like
good.
2 weeks.
It could be awful, but I hope it's good.
I think it'll be good.
It'll do well.
Yeah.
Much like Spider-Man Homecoming.
I think the likelihood of it being awful is low. It's a possibility, but I think it's at the very least going to be pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, like some of the early screenings from non-DC people, because again, apparently Batman v Superman got like a standing ovation from the executives. But I imagine the executives have never read
special effects.
Yeah. Affleck. I imagine none of them know anything about the characters. They're kind of like, this sounds good, yay!
Like, this looks cool. People are gonna like this a lot.
Applauding the fact that they're going to make so much money off this. And they didn't make as much as they wanted to, but
they still made a lot.
Yeah, it still did well.
Yeah.
They're still doing okay,
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I think Wonder Woman will... Like, I think Warner Brothers were estimating, like, between, like,
still
65...
talking about Wonder Woman?
I could see it cracking, like, 80 to 90 million. Maybe 100, like, if word of mouth is really good.
I mean, people are going to see this, whether they're fans of the movies, the comics, whatever. Like, just because it's the first...
I think all the
trailers not the first movie appearance of Wonder Woman, but her own solo.
Yeah, it's a female-led hero.
Yeah, because imagine Warner Brothers
like Lucy.
Yes, but that still doesn't mean it's a good movie.
Yeah,
no,
because it's not.
But yeah, I think it'll do.
I'll see Lucy too.
I think it'll do well.
I like Lucy, but whatever.
But since we're kind of going on about an hour,
sometimes.
Anything else we want to mention before we start wrapping this up, gentlemen?
We're going to experience.
Yeah.
Do that? We're going to do it this time.
All right, Reverend Spaceman, you want to start us off with what you experienced and what you get to experience?
2 things I experienced. One, I performed a wedding ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the video?
I'm still waiting on that.
Video or it didn't happen?
Again, the Reverend in his name is not just for, like, he is legitimate. A reverend.
I am a reverend, and I'm also a spaceman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually performed a wedding ceremony. A friend of mine from high school. You guys have met him.
Yeah. I know of him.
Yeah. And, the video will exist at some point. May or may not actually post this on something related to this where people can see it and consider it a face reveal. It doesn't matter. If it ever does exist, it will be shown to certain people.
Shame on you, you know who you are.
Yeah.
Papa Reverend.
Theoretically.
Maybe. Possibly. Another thing I experienced recently, I finally finished watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I still need to watch that show. I've heard nothing but great things about the Full Metal Alchemist show.
What is that?
It's some kind of
cartoon.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, some kind of cartoon. Tom Cruise isn't in it, unfortunately.
I don't care.
And it has nothing to do with Stanley Kubrick.
So don't care then.
It's an anime.
What's that?
It's awful.
Huh.
I don't know why I subjected myself to it, but
punish yourself.
Things aren't good, so.
Yeah.
You're punished.
A little bit of background: the original Full Metal Alchemist anime diverted from the manga about halfway through, did completely its own thing, completely different, unrelated story. So they went back and said, "Hey, Full Metal Alchemist is really popular. Let's just adapt the manga this time." And so that's what Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is. The manga story from start to finish.
Anything like Band of Brothers?
Maybe.
Is Tom Hanks in it?
No.
Then I don't care.
I liked it a lot, even though Tom Hanks wasn't in it and it had nothing to do with Stanley Kubrick.
Would you like it more if Tom Hanks was in it?
I'm gonna say yes.
I mean, how could you not?
That was the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. The Elric brothers doing their thing again. It's wait.
There we go.
Last one.
A much more like heroic and optimistic tone as opposed to the original Full Metal Alchemist, which was a very dark series, and I appreciate it for that. And I appreciate this one for not being that. They're both great in their own right. I'd recommend them both.
Cool. What you gonna experience?
Are you gonna experience anything? Are you just done with experiences? It's like,
yeah, I'm not gonna experience anything. I've been watching, and I'm going to continue watching the original Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh.
Much darker than the American.
Oh yeah,
Tom Hanks in that one.
Also, no.
Then I don't.
People like die left and right.
Something I
It's
experienced
amazing.
that Tom Hanks actually wasn't involved in, surprisingly, and I experienced it today.
What was that one guy?
Was the new Seether album, Poison the Parish, which
Are you sure that didn't have Tom Hanks in it?
surprisingly, I actually don't. He could have been a producer.
Yeah, there you go.
Tom Hanks produced the Seether album. But anyway, yeah.
He can do whatever he wants. He's Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I like Seether. I like
He
Amazing.
wants to
and everything.
steal
That album was pretty good,
You
too.
just found. Yeah, I never saw it, and it's a lot heavier. It feels a lot more like their older stuff. I know
Pretty good
Sean
live.
Morgan, the singer. Yeah, we've seen them live once.
They're
Me and
pretty
them went
good.
to see Tremonti, but yeah, they put on a good show. Again, I like them. They're not my favorite. Or anything,
Yeah.
but yes, yeah, really not
Good
a weak
intro
track on
band.
the album. Or anything. No, definitely a good kind of gateway drug to have. But it was a lot heavier than I expected, and I know Sean Morgan, the singer, produced it. I guess lead songwriter, as far as I know. I haven't delved into them
also
enough
do
to,
amazing covers of Nirvana.
Yeah,
Which
if
I
they
think
were ever
is-
to reunite or do a one-off or something, which I thought of all the problems I have with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like a big flaw with when Nirvana was inducted was not having Sean Morgan there.
Yeah.
Because their Nirvana covers are fantastic. And I
Like
think
almost,
of any,
like if you just heard audio, you almost wouldn't know
of
the
any
difference.
known like name singer these days, and not that he's like a massive name to the general public, but like in the rock world, yeah. If anybody sounded like Kurt Cobain, it was, and even by his own admission, as you can tell by listening to them, like pretty obviously, Nirvana was a huge influence on them.
So I remember, back when I was in like middle school and I first kind of got into Nirvana, and around the same time that like I would listen to Seether, like I heard a couple of their songs. I think like Remedy was one of the first songs that I listened to, and it was one of those things where I'm like, this guy
Feels
sounds
a lot like heavier.
Yeah, I was kind of like,
stuff.
this guy sounds a lot like Kurt Cobain. Which, I guess at the time I was too young to kind of put two and two together. I'm like, oh, but that guy was influenced by that guy. But yeah, it was
you
just...
don't really think about it like
No.
that. It's
And again,
just
that
kinda
was...
all music.
Yeah, that was in the
Just
early
kinda
days.
nice.
Yeah. Everything comes full circle.
But yeah, I was impressed. It's definitely, I wasn't expecting that at all with them, especially for, I don't think I've heard all of their albums entire. They're kind of one of those bands that have the radio single, and the rest of the albums kind of generally filler from at least a few other albums that I have heard all the way through. But yeah, I wouldn't say that about this album at all. I think it's pretty solid all the way through.
Go listen.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Go check it out. It's not my favorite album of the year.
I actually didn't know they had a new album, but I'll check it out though. So.
Yeah, I kind of just happened upon it, and then a week or two ago, I don't know, one of the singles or something came out. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's still, it's still not unexpected, really. Like they don't do anything that's gonna blow your mind or anything, but it's just, it's heavy. It's doing what they do best, I guess. So yeah, it's kind of a nice return to form in a way, but you still got that kind of, their hooks, and they're kind of more
grungier.
Yeah, definitely. I guess they're more radio friendly, which I feel is kind of like a dirty term these days, but it is what it is, It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
But
There's food on the table.
Yeah. Well, in music, it doesn't even matter anymore. But, keeps you on the road.
Cheap food on the table.
Keeps you on the road.
It's a radio friendly song.
I get what you're saying, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
I'm
not saying anything. I'm just referencing a thing.
Yeah. What you gonna experience?
I want to try to say Alien Covenant at some point soon. If I get the time.
Definitely worth checking out.
Every day for the next 1,000 years.
Because again, like regardless of what your thoughts on Prometheus are, I think you'll still enjoy it.
I like Prometheus.
Me too.
I was not a fan of it, but I love
guys should like
Covenant. Yeah,
I've
Covenant actually again
Danny
makes me
McBride.
appreciate Prometheus more. So yeah, definitely check out.
What are you gonna say, Rev?
I've actually been hearing that some people who the trend I'm seeing, and this isn't absolute by any means, but
It is.
okay. the trend is that people who enjoy Prometheus don't enjoy Covenant as much, and then vice versa. But I'm not holding
judge of that.
I'm not holding myself to that by any means. I'm gonna go with an open mind and form my own opinion. It's something I've noticed.
I would say you'll still enjoy Covenant a lot.
Because I've heard some pretty negative things about it, but I'm not gonna let that form my opinion.
I haven't really heard much about it either way,
like,
honestly. So
the way, like, some of the things that I've heard about Covenant, like reviewers, they seem more like nitpicks than like major issues. So if you're one of those people that's just gonna nitpick everything, then sure, you may not like Covenant a whole lot. But if you
don't need to be at the movies because you're not gonna enjoy it.
That one didn't
but if you just like to just enjoy movies, take every movie for what they are.
what's the point of enjoying anything?
Yeah. Because, again, I thought Covenant kind of embraced elements of both Aliens, and Prometheus and kind of found a good middle ground of all three of them and do them all together.
Yeah.
So, Jordan, what are you going to experience in... What you haven't been...
I saw Monomarth with you.
See what you're gonna
So that's my
first,
pick.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
Don't tell them what to
They
do.
put on quite a good show. I've been wanting to see them for a few years, and it was worth the wait.
Thoroughly surprised at how great they are live.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those bands with the kind of more guttural
And
vocals...
they had a small area to work with.
Yeah.
And they still did their
venue.
as many theatrics as they could. They couldn't do the sword fighting and have the pirate ship, you know, but Viking ship. So
You know what I'm saying?
And Go For It, I thought, were a really good opening.
yeah, they brought
too.
the energy. I never really listened to them, and they were good, but I still don't really care about listening to them. But yeah, they were good for that show. And brought a lot of energy, so it was fun. It was good to go to a concert again. Hadn't been to one in a while.
Ace Frehley, I think, was the last concert that we all attended.
Yeah, that counts.
I attended a different one, but not.
You went to
with
you
guys.
went to the wrong disco. Disco's cool, but
I went to a disco.
Not when you're.
It was for my
Not when
sister's
you're anxious.
birthday. Okay.
You don't have a sister.
Yeah.
Can't use that excuse anymore.
You just grab some random girl off the street and you're like, you're coming to the concert with me.
Disco, panic now.
Yeah.
I'll buy your ticket.
Okay.
Unlock.
Yeah.
I upgraded from candy in my van, just concert tickets.
That's a good idea, actually.
With sweet tarts on the
I
side.
regret saying
So
that
that's what
immediately.
you've been doing with the van that I sold you.
Yeah.
Fast candy.
That's where it went, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you gonna experience, Jordan?
I'll go see Pirates 5 this weekend.
I won't.
I'll see it.
I gotta do it for other purposes.
Yeah. Which we'll get into after we finish this little segment.
I'm not expecting much, but I'll see it.
I think it'll be better. It will
has to
be better than
3.
3, and it
was
could be
good.
better than 4.
Probably.
If it's
I like 4, but I don't really.
if it's
feel
as
the need
good
for more Pirates
or
movies.
You don't.
slightly less good than 4, I'll be happy.
Yeah. So something I've been experiencing since Jordan took the concert, the Monomarth concert, which again is amazing.
You can echo it if you want.
I'll echo it a little bit, but also want to
Echo.
also have been watching
Echo.
season 2 of Master of None, which I've really liked. I still don't know if I like season 1 or 2 more than the other.
I haven't been watching much
There-
TV lately.
There are a couple episodes where I feel like they're filler. Not to say that they're bad, but it just kind of felt a little out of place, like almost kind of like I don't know, like it just didn't really necessarily need to be there. Like they could have cut those 2-3 episodes or whatever. But as a whole, like I still enjoyed the season. I thought it was a good follow up, and I also just really like Aziz Ansari. I think he's really funny. And I do think his stand up is really good. And I also do think he kind of captures the kind of cultural life that we all live in today, especially like people like in our 20s to 30s, whether it be like the dating life or just kind of the social life in general, where everyone's so focused on kind of like these dating apps or social media more so than actually just kind of like sitting down and having a conversation with each other. So it's something that I think a lot of people
recording it.
Yeah.
What's a conversation if you don't record it?
I don't know.
There's no proof.
There's no evidence that you had that you talked about that thing. So what's the point? What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Why does it matter?
I don't know. But that's something that I've kind of enjoyed about the both seasons so far. Something I'm gonna experience. A couple albums that I actually recently bought and got in earlier today is Danzig's first album. Cause,
after that talk, you're like, I need to start listening to Danzig.
But no, like I've listened to Danzig before, like some of his kind of like some of his greatest hits and stuff like that. But I really like what I've heard, so I'm like, I'll buy his first album.
That conversation was the sealer.
That was definitely one of those things. I'm like, I do need to listen to more Danzig. Another album is actually a more recent band that actually came out earlier this year. Is the band is called Mothership, and the album is Strange Highness. They're kind of like this kind of throwback to like the kind of 60s, 70s
kind of punk band.
Trip hop, rock.
That's more along the lines of like a.
It's actually fronted by Eminem.
Yeah,
it's his side project.
But no, it's more of like a kind of 60s, 70s kind of like homage band, but it didn't sound like a regurgitated. We're like, we're just like a Led Zeppelin ripoff or whatever.
I guess that you would like that stuff.
I don't know, it's weird. Most people think I'm a hardcore rapist, hip hopper.
Yeah,
you are quite the rapist.
You put out your own rapist albums on your own rapist label.
Jakey Dahmer over here.
Yeah. check that out on the iTunes.
I know
Jakey Dahmer.
I know you don't like us talking about it because you're very humble, but they're really good.
Thank you. I put a lot of work and effort into those rapist albums.
I know you're very humble. You don't like the brag, but
I don't.
Jake's a great rapist.
Thank you. I really
kids
appreciate
on Amino
it.
found out.
When you do the rapist thing, it's the greatest.
Thank you. You're making me blush.
Probably the best thing you do. That thing you do.
Yeah. I can't contain it anymore. Like I can't. Again, you're very humble, but which is your appeal. But it's like just like recognize your greatness.
Thank you.
And people need to recognize.
Whatever. Yeah. If people like the rap albums, hip hopper albums that I do, then that's great. But if not, you can go to hell.
I like one person to be like, "Where's Jake's hip hop?" Where can I find some information?
He's typing it, then you hear that he's joking.
It's on iTunes.
Just go to iTunes. Just go to iTunes. It'll automatically take you to it. Before we start wrapping this up,
I like it.
Let's go around the table and.
That's my favorite track.
Reverend Spaceman, you got some stuff to promote.
I do things on my channel, Reverend Spaceman.
And you're also soon going to be on
a father.
On what?
Maybe? I don't know. Are you?
I didn't even hear what Dave said. What did you say?
You won't like it.
A father?
Oh God, no! I hope not.
I just heard you're soon gonna be, and that's where my mind jumped to.
I mean, unless you mean like in the religious sense, where like I'm a minister, and then people call me father, but
you're kind of already there. So.
Yeah, so that's not soon to be.
Who's your top client, Matt Murdock?
Let me get your own.
I wish. It's just
confessional booth thing, whatever they call those.
I think they call. I think
Give me Rev.
I
know.
I think they do actually just call them confessional booths.
Huh.
You would know.
I'm more qualified to say that than anyone here, but I could very well be wrong.
No. I trust you implicitly.
You're official with that whistle.
So tell the good people of the interwebs what you do on your YouTube channel and soon to be
Toy Aisle.
Yeah, that. Me and Jordan do that. We talk about the toys that we find in the aisle.
Probably the best show about toys.
Yeah.
It's
ever.
I mean, it's the only podcast about toys that I know of.
It's the only podcast about toys that I listen to, and that is true.
Yeah.
I believe that. Transformers stuff is happening, so it's kind of the focus now. Star Wars always comes up because of Jordan, and
sorry.
Now you're fine. And because of me last time.
It's not going to stop.
That's fine.
It's going to be in every episode. That's spite.
Okay. I encourage it. Star Wars is kind of...
Spite.
Yeah,
I enjoy
Sprite. I enjoy Sprite and Star Wars.
You guys drink a lot of Sprite on this show.
I like Sprite with my Sprite.
If Sprite is some kind of like...
Did Sprite sponsor your first album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
That's
really
why
weird endorsement.
That explains why you gave us all that Sprite and we keep drinking it.
Yeah. They give me like a whole lifetime supply of Sprite.
Yeah. That's why you're on, for the longest time when I first met you, I was like, hey, I have a Sprite.
Yeah.
And then we just talk amongst ourselves when you weren't around.
That's how I made like all my friends in high school.
Jake, give you Sprite like every time you see him, like even if you don't.
Even he's like giving me Sprite Zero now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you to drink that Sprite.
Like, it seems like whenever I see an ad for a new Sprite, like, here's this cranberry one. Jake has it already.
Yeah. I really like
he made it.
So that's what Toy Owl's about. Sprite. Also, sometimes action figures come up.
Sometimes.
And then me and Dave, and also every single time Jordan, even though he's not technically a part of the cast, to do what's called.
All right, forget it.
Yeah, we do Out of the Loop. We talk about
somebody's got to keep those episodes in order.
That's our movie podcast.
Season 2. You guys aren't ready for it?
Which you all recently did.
Episode 1 of season 2. You might not be ready for season 2.
It is just like episode 9 and no way different.
Actually, I just have to be there to give Dave the mic.
Yeah,
that's what I'm there for.
That's a lot of it. Although you kind of always hold the thing together every single time because I don't know what
I have
to do. Like with
random movie knowledge that no one needs to know that I'll just blurt out.
The last episode, you should all watch the last episode. I don't remember it, but I think it's really good.
There's Training Day and Evangelion.
Up for the podcast awards.
Evangelion 1.11.
Two very
coming up next
obvious
time.
Movies. I'm watching Battlefield Earth.
And I'm watching The Nice Guys. Two very
films.
Very similar.
Why don't you explain the gist
to get back to what we were
Out of
talking
the
about
Loop,
before,
though?
though, The Nice Guys.
I think we just kind of did.
Of, like, people not giving movies a chance.
We challenge each other to watch movies because we've only seen 7 or 8. I think we're up to 12 now. Actually,
we're up to 12 now because of Out of the Loop.
Minions is still the best movie ever made.
That we've seen.
Ever made. But we're waiting. Yeah,
Braveheart is okay.
We're gonna see if we can't find a movie better than Minions. I mean, yeah like 2001: Space Odyssey it's fine, but there's not enough like.
What a hack that!
There's not enough yellow pill people speaking gibberish.
When they're in space. Illumination.
Yeah. See, where was that?
Nowhere. Yeah.
So that's what goes on my channel. I hope you somehow got through all of that.
Listen to don't listen to Out of the Loop. It's not.
No, Out of the Loop is
the best
great.
one.
It's
probably
the worst.
Tail.
It's probably the worst show of like any format ever made by anyone in the history of.
We teased this on the Guardians Volume 2 review, but Jordan, I think we can finally announce what you got going on with Phil.
Yeah,
a good friend of the channel and ours.
Philly Cheese.
No, he changed it.
I know.
He's no longer Philly Cheese.
I don't like that, but me and him started a movie podcast called Mild Mannered Movie Men.
It's been in the works for quite some time.
Quad M.
Or that.
Yeah. That's what I call it. No one else calls it that, but I'm going to keep calling it that until other people do it.
Old Rev will probably be our first guest on there.
Ooh.
How you feel about that?
I feel honored, privileged, and slightly terrified.
Check your privilege.
Dave will probably be our second guest on there. How you feel about that?
I feel disappointed that I'm not the first guest. I feel offended that I'm not the first guest. I feel
Jake we saved the best for last, and we'll probably have Jake as our third guest.
For Valerian!
And I'm really excited about being on there, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, we just pretty much review the new released movies of a certain month, and we'll have a wild card episode that can be anything. So we're always looking for suggestions, but it's on Podbean and iTunes now if you search it. So.
And you all did, like episode 1, which is kind of like a, I guess,
it was pretty much all of April.
Yeah.
We were going.
It was like an intro, like 15.
Yeah, just kind of a summary of the
podcasting.
If you want to just like get the general idea of what the podcast is.
I would just listen to episode 1 really, but we were going to go back and talk about a few more movies from that month. We were just kind of running out of time, so we may eventually do that later on, but for now we're just going to focus on a certain month. So pretty soon this coming week actually we'll be doing our May episode. A lot to talk about, but
a lot of good movies this year.
Yeah, it's been enjoyable so far. I know we haven't done much, but looking forward to it going forward, and looking to have a couple guests on outside of the Pasty Pale realm, but
you know other people?
Only a few, so they'll probably reject me. So it'll probably just be you all on a running guest every few months.
With the fact that you know other people.
It's like you're cheating on us.
I don't know other people.
You may or may
not
be.
Feel better.
It does. You should only know us. Like we're at an age where we really shouldn't be making any more friends.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to do that.
Kind of pathetic at that point. Like we're stuck with each other for life now.
I don't like it, but I'm not going to do anything about it. You know.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're just at that age now where you kind of just give up.
Pretty much.
You settle into wherever you are in life. That's kind of just
what it's going to be. Rest in peace, Chuck Schuldiner said it best. Pull the plug.
Kind of reminds me though. I guess before we officially wrap this up, let's do a quick little thing on Chris Cornell, who recently passed away, which is a...
I didn't know if we were going to or not.
Yeah. Why would we not?
Well, this podcast will be another 2 hours now.
Yeah, I don't want to
short and sweet
further go on anymore, but if you've ever listened to this podcast before, I've talked about Chris Cornell because I'm just a massive fan.
Yes.
It's just a complete shock out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I remember having conversations with people. Again, if you know anything about that kind of genre, probably talking about it every day.
We know we talked about him that day.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties, we're back.
Sorry about that. But
I'm not sorry.
Chris Cornell.
Jake, Dave.
Quick little...
this is pretty shameful.
This is
pathetic.
Unrespectful.
And very again, many apologies for our technical difficulties here. I don't really know which part was picked up or not, but obviously, as people probably know at the time of this recording, Chris Cornell passed away, honestly, about a week from when we were recording this, like to the hour almost.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but there's still obviously it was ruled a suicide, and a lot more of the details have come out. We still haven't had a toxicology report. So I'm not really going to get into all that just as much that I was a huge fan. If you've listened to this podcast before, I probably talked about him on every single episode, or his Soundgarden, Audio Slave, Temple of the Dog, whatever. Really anything he was a part of.
Very impressive body of work.
Oh, absolutely. Which
it's to the
overall
point,
I am.
It's to the point whenever Dave is talking about something related to music, I just say, "Is that a Chris Cornell thing?"
And
that's the impact.
Yeah, and
7 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Alter Bridge or Cornell.
Yeah.
A certain company. But there aren't any adequate words to kind of pay tribute to him and the impact he's had.
Just
certainly on
shocking, saddening.
Countless others. I think I kind of like to come to it from a place of just celebrating and appreciating. And I am grateful for the great body of work that he has left behind.
For those of you listening who have not listened to Audio Slave, Soundgarden, or his solo stuff, Temple of the Dog, just do it out of...
Really do yourself a favor out of respect for recent events.
And if you don't like one, like Soundgarden, try Audio Slave. You're bound to like you're bound to like something or appreciate.
Even within Soundgarden, which is another reason why I love them so much, they started out as more of like metal. Some people will call them a metal band. I never really consider them a metal band. They have heavier stuff, but they were more based in
Weekly Planet.
Yes, he should have.
Yeah.
More based in kind of punk rock, heavier kind of stuff in the beginning, but then they get into a bit more Super Unknown era is kind of more psychedelic, not soft rock really, but it's not as heavy. They explore a lot of different stuff. His solo stuff is a lot more,
more easy listening,
acoustic. He even did an album with Timbaland. A lot of people hated it. Scream? This is saying how big a fan I am. I like Scream, mainly just because of Chris, but
I think it's a solid film series.
I do enjoy that.
But his solo stuff is so much different from Audio Slave is obviously
still good though.
Obviously, for those of you that don't know, the musicians from Rage Against the Machine and teamed up with Chris Cornell. They did 3 albums, all pretty solid. I think the first one was probably my favorite. Really good mashup, obviously, Temple of the Dog, which is a bit more obscure, I guess. Not so much anymore after the whole Pearl Jam documentary. But it was a tribute to the late, which actually Chris Cornell's roommate, the late great Andy Wood, the frontman from Mother Love Bone, which Say Hello to Heaven, which you see in a lot of the tributes and certainly on social media. People kind of hashtagging Say Hello to Heaven, which makes a lot of sense. I was like, that's really Andy's song, though. But again, it's one of Chris's greatest vocal performances, just his belting that he's well known for. Just the end of that song, Hunger Strikes, another one from that, probably one of his more famous songs. Love that one. I love all his work, though. And I guess, like I said again, instead of just kind of being sad about it, which is very easy to do, it's just shocking. It still doesn't even really feel real. It's like, because I've had conversations with you guys, certainly, and other people. For those of you who kind of know about the grunge scene in general, it is marred by a lot of death. Most famously Kurt Cobain, of course, and Lance Staley from Alice in Chains, and plenty of others. I've certainly, Chris Cornell, I don't have to worry about him. He's healthy. He's been clean.
15 years, pretty much.
That we know of.
Documented.
Since 2002 or so, I want to say. But he's been in really good shape pretty much his whole life. It's like, I don't have to worry about it.
The fact that his voice has stayed in that good a
again, not few weeks ago from when they just started a tour.
Yeah.
He was still doing Beyond the Wheel, which is a song from Ultra Mega OK. Great album. Again, all their stuff. One of their earlier, a very heavy song where he just hits these, like halfway through, not even halfway through the song, just hits these insane high notes out of nowhere that he could still do at 52 years old.
After years of smoking and
he was a smoker. And you hear it even on those audio slate albums. Like he can still do it, but it's very raspy, which kind of gave his voice a whole another quality.
Yeah.
Which you look at the early Soundgarden stuff too, where he was still experimenting with his voice and all that kind of weird stuff. Especially in like Screaming Life and Fop and all that stuff. But and then he kind of after I guess he kind of recovered from the effects of the smoking and quitting like he did. And, all that. He kind of figured out how to use his voice again. He seemed to be, after the kind of songbook thing, the acoustic tour he did, he seemed to gravitate a lot more towards that, which certainly was his last solo album. Higher Truth came out 2015.
Good album.
Fantastic, I thought. Again, which another thing I love that he's so versatile. It's completely different from Soundgarden. I just like that heavier stuff that he's known for. It is more folksy
and even his voice,
very acoustic bass. But
his vocal range he could go from like grunge to kind of more metal to like acoustic.
He fits pretty much anything.
Yeah, you could put him in pretty much any genre and he'd excel at.
Absolutely. I mean, he kind of did it. He did whatever he wanted to.
Yeah. Again, even like you brought up Scream, which is completely different from anything else that he'd done.
Is a like urban pop.
Yeah, I was not a fan of it, but again, it's one of those things where like the fact that he did it and pulled it off.
Him, I probably wouldn't like it, but since it's him, you could hear the musicality kind of underneath it. He's talked about that in interviews. They're pretty much like guitar parts and stuff in every song. I really like the ones he's done. He's played a few of those songs just acoustically, and I really like that. I know he played Scream on, let's say it was like a Swedish talk show or something. But that sounds really good acoustically. Long Gone probably makes the most sense. But I thought that kind of would transition pretty well. But again, I'm grateful overall that that we had him and he went into music and gave us such brilliant work. And not just his voice alone, I think he's just a brilliant songwriter and lyricist. And, the whole package as far as that goes, I don't think he gets enough credit as a rhythm guitar player and to still be able to sing a lot of that stuff while playing like that. But
so if anything,
I'm grateful for what we had. I'm just devastated that he's gone, but I appreciate what we do have with him.
We'll probably go into more depth on like another.
Kind of just
this is a very brief,
right now.
Yeah, very brief summary.
Again, apologies for the. That's brief for us.
Especially
again, apologies for the technical difficulties, especially when they came in. Before we wrap this up,
you can find us on all the social medias. Reverend Spaceman on
Instagram, Rev Spaceman on Instagram.
We've all been drinking.
Rev Spaceman on the Twitter. It's really just going to be a feed of the YouTube videos I like, but whatever.
Yeah, you can still follow.
Every now and then,
a little background info into Reference Spaceman's YouTube watching history.
Every now and then I'll post an opinion on Islam.
Always great.
You may or may not agree with his opinion. That's your right. It's an American.
That's right. Given the nature
if you're not an American.
Given the nature of opinions, you will definitely agree or disagree.
Yeah.
One of those things.
And I know Jordan's not on the social medias, but what's the social medias
not
for your new podcast you got going on?
Mild Mannered Movie Men on Facebook,
Quad M,
Twitter, same thing, and Gmail.
So if you have suggestions, recommendations for...
we would love to get some audience interaction on what rankings you want us to do,
for like a podcast to get us that feedback.
movies you want us to discuss, anything to revisit. We are open for options. Gmail.
And again, Phil's on social media, 4M Phil.
Seems very accessible.
4M underscore, I think.
Responds to a lot of stuff, so definitely get in contact with Phil because he will get back to you.
And again, like they've only done one episode so far, but it was a really good episode. I like, because again, both of you are more cinephiles.
We're trying to get them like quick hitters because if we're going crazy length with each movie, it's going to be a over 2-hour podcast.
Basically the same length as the movie
the movies. The way I pitch it to him is kind of like a Ebert Siskel thing. You know, give the couple-minute rundown, say what we liked, disliked, and then our quick recommendation, and move on to the next thing.
I do think it's a good
format. We're going to try to keep it at an hour.
I really enjoy the relaxed tone.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. And again, the fact that both of you kind of have similar movie tastes, but also
reviewers.
But also you have different movie tastes, so I think that kind of...
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, May will be a fun episode because he... And not to give anything away, he wasn't as high on Guardians as the people in this room are. Yeah. And I don't think he is about Alien Covenant either.
Which that in of itself, just Guardians, I think will make for an interesting...
That will have some... interesting debates. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I didn't want to hear all of his.
Okay. Yeah,
he just said, "I'm excited to talk about Guardians."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I
bet." And of course, you can like us on Facebook, Pastybell Productions. Follow us on Twitter at PastyPalPro. Dave's in charge of the Twitter. You can vote on polls and stuff like that.
We don't do polls
well, we're waiting for the last poll's result to come to fruition before we do any more.
One of these days. You can also follow me at IrishmanJake. You can also check out the other podcast that I host/co-host, Shogun's Gateway to Anime, which is, you know,
all about anime. Bible Black soon.
Maybe, we'll see.
He said he would. That's what you guys were for.
We rate, review, and kind of just talk about different anime we've been watching.
Like Bible Black.
Such as Bible Black. It's a classic.
I haven't seen it.
Is it?
Black.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not bad.
How do you know if you haven't seen it?
I'll take Jordan's word for it because he's the anime guy.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
But that wraps up this podcast. Hopefully you all have enjoyed, and until next time, everyone, cheers.